setting D3 times.
Right. Hello guys, good evening and welcome to round number 5 of the League of Europe here with the lads of Division 4. And today we are at the iconic, the absolute vintage, the absolute classic circuit of Monaco, and your commentary tonight is Ivor Bryn Mike, joined as always by Ton Albanach. How are you doing, mate?
I'm doing pretty good after the D3 race.
Yes,
It feels good to finally not finish not first.
Yeah, can't relate. But yeah, a little bit late starting up the stream tonight. D3 did run over a little bit, so we were a little bit late getting set up, as I had to sign back into the League of Europe YouTube, which is always fun. But you know, we're still here. We got 12 minutes left of qualifying to go, and Calvin Christian got DSQ'd. Now I didn't see it, but Ton will be able to talk us through what happened with Calvin.
Well, I didn't really see it either, but it said that he got disqualified for going the wrong way, so I'm assuming that he was just trying to let some people get past them.
Do you know where that was, or didn't you have the track map on?
I didn't have the track map on at the time.
Oof. Right, well, as we know, Monaco strategy is absolutely key here. I mean, you know, you got the wide variety of strategies, as Don Steamwell goes fastest in Sector 1, so...
I'd just like to quickly interrupt you. Jasper saying in the chat that Calvin said he was spun and was letting people go through, and he got disqualified for rolling the wrong way or something like that.
Now, Calvin, I have been there, mate. My very first race in LOE, I spun it at Baku. I was facing the wrong way and I could not spin myself around because I was being lapped by everyone.
It's entertaining to watch.
It was very entertaining to watch. I think you was commentating on it as well.
Yeah, it was me and Mark.
The good old Season 1 days. As Don Steamwell now on the run to the line. It's not going to be Paul. He has messed up somewhere on the track, and
set up P11 but then immediately got knocked down to P12.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed in that. He was purple in Sector 1. Just unable to string it all together.
And Ghost doing quite well to set up in P7 on those medium tyres.
Yep, Ghost doing fantastic at the moment, and you gotta think, as I just stayed on board with Mir Ryan as he completely cuts the Novell chicane. I mean, I remember back in the days on the old F1 games where you could actually do that and not get a warning or invalidation or penalties or anything. So just straight lining. It was beautiful.
While you were saying it, we've had both Kieran and Raj improve on their times. Kieran up to a 10.8 and Raj setting provisional pole for 1:10.5.
Yeah, that would actually
setting the early pace in this session.
Yeah, that would have put him into the top 10 for D3. As I is just about a 10th quicker than the time I done in qualifying. So a good lap there from Raj.
Yeah.
It is interesting to see that Ibo has a set of hards on in the pits, which tells me he's gone for the harder tyre allocation, which...
Yeah, he has to if you don't get the hard tyre unless you go for the harder tyre allocation.
Yeah, but it makes no sense here.
Plus he's wanting to guarantee himself starting on the mediums.
I mean, you can guarantee that anyway, by just going on balance.
Yeah, maybe he just wants to use the hards for a sighter lap.
That is not a bad thing, to be fair, around this circuit. As just gonna have a look and see who is on a lap. I believe Maverick is on a lap, and there's no Muppin this week. So Muppin being one of the no shows for this week, and I'm trying to think who else out of the starting lads. Not here.
I can't think.
Cloudy Cloud.
Oh yeah.
We got Mopay in for Cloudy Cloud tonight.
I was still thinking. I'm just gonna go and check the.
Jord JT is a new name as well, so I'm guessing he's a reserve coming in.
Well, according to the non-attendance chat, we are missing Nick V7 and Sven as well.
Okay. As Ryan kind of not getting the rotation in his car for the hairpin.
That can be a real problem, that hairpin, since it's only just wide enough really for these cars to go around it.
So as we know, overtaking on this circuit, very, very difficult.
Yeah, there's only
Where would you?
there's only really 1 or 2 points in this track that is even possible. There's turn 1 with the aid of DRS. There's Mirabeau at the end of sector 1, and there's the Nobel chicane. That's really your lot when it comes to overtaking.
I mean, you do have a chance at Raskas as well, but that's a high risk, high reward type thing. Pretty much every corner here is high risk, high reward.
Yeah, going for an overtake at Raskas is sort of a last resort kind of move. If you're thinking of that, you should probably try and see if you can get past somewhere else first.
Well, having a little look to see who is on a lap. We do have Ibo just going around on his hards, and actually he's done a pretty competitive time on the hards, I'd say.
I mean, I don't really, as far as hard times are concerned, I'm not really all that knowledgeable.
I was just looking at the gap between him and Craigie.
Yeah.
However, we're still waiting for Mir Ryan to go ahead and pop a lap in, as Ibo is flat out through swimming pool. And into Raskas he goes.
Yeah, into
the pits. Why have you got to tease me like that, Ibo? Ghost Recon is on a lap, so I'll go on board with him. He's got a little bit of traffic up ahead in Craigie Craig. And while that is going on, I'm going to pull up the stream.
I believe Raj is going to be the next person to finish a flying lap. So he's just going into the back now.
Okay, well I'll go on board with Raj as he is in the swimming pool right now, coming up to Raskas. And into the pits. You made me go into Raj for nothing.
Yeah.
Ghost might have cut a corner. I'm joking. Ghost hasn't, but he is on the softs, just gearing up for a lap. He must have made a mistake somewhere. And if he's planning on keeping it in a hot lap, he is going to struggle with his ERS and he backs out. So probably realising that he has backed out. So we got a yellow flag in sector 2, and I think that is for Craigie. I think that might have been the reason why Ghost backed out of his lap.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah,
As Craigie has
crashed into what 40.
Yeah, he's hopefully we don't see a button incident here.
I think what Craigie was doing there was just getting his car out of the way in the quickest way possible.
Oh, Craigie.
Oh, this is a bit clumsy.
Right, let me bring up the...
And Mayor Ryan's getting his lap held up now by Ghost Recon.
Right, what
So
we
Mayor
got
Ryan's
in terms
finally able to set a time, but it's
Craigie
not
has,
competitive.
Craigie's put in
Craig.
the wall at Raskas. I was
Yeah.
on board with him. I was looking down at the phone to get the stream open. And Ibo getting out of the way of Maupai, and we got Jasper coming out on track right now. He is the championship leader. They say, I'm positive he is the championship leader. He's the only one that's won more than one race.
Check that real quick.
As Ivo said, he's qualifying on the hards because it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, you're right. Jasper's currently leading championship with Raj in second and Ryan B in third.
What's the gap?
The gap between Jasper and Raj is 18 points apparently, and the gap between Raj and Ryan, it's Mayor Ryan, not Ryan B. The visual's lying. The gap between Raj and Mayor Ryan 7 points.
So Raj needs a big performance here to get him back on the tail end of Jasper in the championship, as it looks like he has backed out and on board with Kieran now as he goes through the Novell chicane. Coming up to back, and that's one corner that when you nail it, it feels so nice when you nail it to back. But
it's so easy to drift wide into the outside wall.
Or just turn in a little bit too early and clip your rear on the wall. We got Raj.
Not able to improve.
Nah, and Maverick actually, I didn't notice, but Maverick got up into second, Ghost into third.
Mayor Ryan now coming up to finish a lap. Let's see if he's going to improve on his time. He does, but only enough to move him up one position.
Well, I'm on board with Ryan Biggs. It looks like Kieran is not going to be able to have the ERS to go for another flying lap, so stay on board with the man in the McLaren. Actually, we do have Smitsky in the final sector right now, so I'll go on board with Smitsky as he is coming through Raskas.
Don't know if he's on a lap.
He's on 0 ERS, so
yeah,
he's completely gone, and Ryan B has invalidated.
And Kieran isn't using his DRS.
Okay, so that's the grid.
Yeah.
Raj puts you on pole, Master of Monaco for qualifying.
Not too far ahead of Maverick, however, not even a tenth in it.
And to be honest, it is very close between the top 6 anyway.
No, it's much closer than the D3 qualifying was, that's for certain.
I tell you what, we got like a few very close battles that we could see cracking in this race. Of course, we do not know what the weather is yet. If it's heavy rain, can you imagine?
Yeah, it would be nice to see a wet race. Definitely make things interesting.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, last week we had such a long stream, but you know, this week would be even worse. But yeah, we got Raj on pole position with a 10.5, with Mavic right alongside him, just half a tenth shy. Then we got Ghost in third, with Kieran in fourth, Ryan B fifth, Jasper in sixth, Maupai in seventh, Slayer in eighth, Don Steering Wheel ninth, ST5 We in 10th, Smitsky 11th, Mir Rain in 12th, Dave Javu 13th, LFC 14th, Jod JT 15th, Craigie in 16th, Ibo in 17th, and then at the back of the grid is Calvin Christian.
Oh, it's good to see that we've got another Scottish driver in this league. It's always nice. I'm not biased at all, though.
No, we're not biased at all. I mean, we do want Haas to do well because of the fact that combined constructors.
I think Haas are leading the combined constructors, so.
I know I can say I officially contributed to it.
Yeah, no longer do I have 100% of the D3 points.
I mean, I gave you those 25 points, but it's all good. I played a key role in that race, but I got the message on the radio from Jeff. Fernando is faster than you. Confirm.
Yeah, we've got a dry start at least to this race.
As Ibo says, it is no rain.
Yep. Interestingly, we actually have someone outside of the top 10 that opted to start on the soft tyres. George, out of starting in 15, have decided that the soft tyres were the way to go. So it'll be interesting to see how they managed to pull that strategy off.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, starting outside the top 10 on softs is actually not a bad shout because, I mean, the likelihood that you're going to get front wing damage, I mean, it's Monaco. It's going to be likely that you hit the wall at some point. Depends on how bad you hit the wall, would depend on the damage that you get, but, it's very likely to get front wing damage here, and starting on the softs when everyone's bunched up at the beginning is not a bad shout because you'll be able to pit and go on the mediums or on the hards, and just be able to manage his tyres for the rest of the race.
The only problem is if, like I said, with the field all getting bunched up here, you might just end up getting stuck in 15th until he has to pit earlier than everyone around him.
Just do what I done. Send it round the outside turn 1. So we are waiting now. I got a lovely camera angle.
Yeah, so you can see the back of the field and not the front. Oh, there we go.
Alright, 5 red lights. And we are underway, and it looks like a fantastic start there from Smitsky. He jumps his teammate.
That was a great start from Ghost as well, from third up to second off the start.
Yep, and Ryan B getting past Kieran momentarily, but they're side by side going up the hill, and Ryan B just slots in behind Kieran. Meanwhile, Jasper holding position against his replacement teammate for the evening, who's tried to have a little look down the inside.
And also, I know it's not quite as glamorous talking about it at the back, but Calvin Christian, after starting last, is already up to 15th.
Yeah, there was something strange going on with LFC, Calvin, Ibo, and Craigie.
There was a bit of contact into the hairpins, so they all had to stop.
Right, that makes more sense. And Jord under pressure from Calvin Christian, who's having a little bit of a peek into Trebek, but thinks better of it. It's not a place where you want to go side by side.
No, definitely not. It's one of the best cases of a one-line corner in the entire calendar.
Yep, I found out the hard way. As we got Slayer on the back of Mir Ryan, who's gained a couple of positions off the start. So I can see who has gained the most positions, and it is Smitsky and Calvin.
Yeah, so well done to both of them. Especially with Smitsky being on the mediums and getting ahead of a few soft runners, that's definitely going to help out his race.
Yeah, and his teammate as well, and I think we're going to see, yep, he's let Don go.
Yeah. Probably a smart call. Smitsky won't want to be holding up his teammate at all here. And up ahead, Raj already pulling out a gap of 1.5 seconds to Ghost Recon. So as I say that, Ghost Recon starts to close that gap in a bit.
Yeah, the times are fluctuating around that one second, and
Craigie jumping into the bits to repair front wing.
Yep, and Ibo also has front wing damage, so he needs to be very careful. I think LFC has managed to get away without any front wing damage. We got Calvin Christian, who also has front wing damage. Jord also has front wing damage, so like I said, starting on the sauce was a good call for him, because technically he could pit now and chuck on the hards and try to go to the end.
I'm not entirely sure how long the hards would last, but definitely get them very close to the end.
As LFC gets past Ibo, I think Ibo might have just let him go.
Wouldn't surprise me if Ibo did.
Oh,
Go!
Kieran into the final row.
Yeah, he's got massive front line damage. And at the worst possible point on a lap to get it. So he's got to do a full lap with wing damage and try and hold on to as many positions as possible.
That is a corner that does get overlooked quite a bit, the final corner, for being an area where you lose your front wing.
Yeah, it's a very tight corner, and the camber can be a bit awkward at times as well.
Not just that, I mean, traction out of that corner as well is a bit... I kind of compare it to the final corner at Japan, because you got the elevation change in that corner, and it can unsettle the car.
And the biggest difference between that corner and Japan is the fact that Japan's bumpier than a farmer's field.
As
Keenan jumps into the pits.
Yep, he has released Don steering wheel now, but
Keenan jumps onto the hard tyres. Or is it mediums? Who knows?
It's hards. But you know, clear 8 to push now for Kieran. Might be good for him.
Yeah, it'll let him get up to pace on his own, and well, as you're saying, that he doesn't really have clear air. He's got Ibo about 3/4 of a second ahead of him. And now most of the cars seem to be spreading out a decent amount.
Yeah, we got this little.
Ryan B.
Yeah, we got this little train for 7th with Don Smitsky, Ryan Slayer, and not too far off is ST5.
And then Dave's not too far off the back of him as well. Oh, and Slayer going slow through Rascal, so we've got a virtual safety car. For absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and Jordan Calvin straight into the pits to get their wings changed and chuck on a fresh set of tyres, so...
That was timed perfectly for those two. The virtual safety car coming out just as they're getting to the pit entrance.
I forget how much time you can actually save on the virtual safety car if you make that pit stop perfectly.
I don't think I've ever really thought about it more than the fact that you just gain time.
Well, it's not as much as a full safety car, but it's like half a safety car, really, isn't it? It's like you save half your pit stop. As we got Ghost, he is on the back of Raj.
Yeah, though being on the back of someone and getting past them are two completely different things when you're talking about this track.
Yep, and I know people would be thinking about the undercut, but I mean, you know from personal experience, like the overcut can be extremely powerful here.
Yeah, well, it's very tempting to go for an undercut, but if you do, you have to be really careful with your timing that you don't get caught out in traffic. By going for an overcut, you can avoid any traffic because by the time you're pitting, everyone's spread out after their pit stops.
As Craigie picks up a 3-second time penalty. And, you know, good news for Smitsky and Mir Ryan. They actually seem to be keeping pace with Don's steering wheel pretty decently for the time being.
Yeah, well, the people that started on softs are probably getting to about the halfway point in their stint, so you could probably assume that the tyres are starting to drop off a bit. As I'm saying, that SD5 actually jumping into the pits for a set of hards.
As we got Frankie in the chat showing support for Jasper, he's being kept honest by Maupai at the moment.
Yeah, he's got his reserve teammate to keep pushing him forwards.
And it looks like Ghost might have made a mistake somewhere because he has lost a decent amount of time now to Raj. Gap over 2 seconds.
Interesting, if he has made a mistake, it didn't involve him hitting the wall, because he's still got a full front wing.
As Jasper's gone into the pit, so he's gone for the undercut.
Jasper actually getting a front wing change, and jumping onto the medium tyres. Be interesting to see if he can manage to get those tyres to the end, then if he does, if he can do it quickly, as I'm seeing all of his tyres randomly changing colour.
As we got another VSC, and that is for LFC, I think.
Possibly, I'm not.
Yeah, he's got no
certain.
front wing.
Yeah.
And LFC retires in the pits.
Well, interestingly, even though Ebel has front wing damage, he didn't take the opportunity to get it fixed. I get he's on the hards and wanting to run long, but it still would have been a decent option for him.
Yeah,
as Mopai. Oh, yeah.
Mopai's just chipped off a bit of his front wing, and now he's got Don Steamwell, who fortunately backed out.
Mopai's sped into the pit lane as well. Obviously forgetting that the pit lane speed limit starts as soon as you pull in to enter the pits here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky pit lane limit, but I don't know. It's like one of those. It's probably one of those fine margins where he's only like a mile an hour over, but it's enough to give him the penalty.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. Jasper has actually pitted and gone to some lovely clean air, so he might be able to make a bit of time on his undercut.
Yeah, and Jasper's shown that he's definitely able to put in some good lap times in a race when it comes to it. So
as Raj is now in the pits,
it'll be interesting to see how, with Jasper's pit stop, how his position fares compared to the cars that were ahead of him beforehand. Yeah, Raj jumps into the pit and he's followed in by Ghost and Maverick.
Yeah, so Ryan B staying out for another lap. And this is where we'll see just how close Jasper is to these guys. Remember, Jasper did have a front wing change as well, so bear that in mind.
Looking at it, if Jasper didn't have that front wing change, he probably would have been in net second right now.
Yeah, he might have got the jump on Ghost and Maverick.
With the way Jasper's driving right now, he's definitely pushing to try and catch up to these guys.
Meanwhile, Raj kind of stuck in a little bit of traffic right now with Mir Ryan.
Yeah, that's more than a little bit. He's got got 3 cars directly ahead of him. That's not going to be helping out his race at all.
No, and this virtual safety car, now Ryan B should be in the pits right now. Yes, he is.
Yeah,
so
Craigie retired, crashing it to back by the looks of things.
Yep, and Ryan B, where's he going to come out in relation to Ghost? Ghost coming towards the line now. He's ahead.
He's well ahead.
So the virtual safety car paying absolute hallelujahs to Ryan B right there. Especially considering he's got his teammate right in front of him who maybe team orders.
I would assume that Dave would let Ryan B pass. I mean, Dave's been doing racing long enough to understand the benefits of having a teammate to let you pass and hold up cars behind.
And what that will actually do, as soon as if Ryan B does get let go by Dave, he'll find out that Smitsky is going to be holding up Raj an absolute treat.
Yeah, because those medium tyres will probably still last a fair distance, so unless Smitsky makes a mistake, Raj is going to be stuck behind him for a decent amount of time. Just with how
Well,
difficult it is to get past here.
You can already see the gap between Dave and Raj has come down by a couple of attempts, and Dave is on the same tyre age lap as Smitsky.
And now Ryan B starting to close it in the back of Dave, so it will be interesting to see how the McLaren drivers deal with this.
Also, forgot to say that Don Steering Wheel was able to get the jump on Jasper in the pit stops.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and
here we go, there's the switch.
Just, Dave's doing excellently there to hold up the two cars behind as well.
He was watching the D3 race, he saw what I done.
And then now Ghost trying up the outside into the Novell chicane.
He's got
not quite able to get the car stopped. Yeah. And at the same time we had
3-second pen.
Yeah, and George picked one up at the same time. And Ryan B already over almost 3 seconds clear of his teammate.
Yep, and the gap between Ryan B and Raj is coming down. It's a little bit of contact. Ghost does get a penalty.
Well, I think if Ghost got a time penalty for that overtake, he should. I didn't see it myself, but just going by that fact, he should probably give the position back. But I didn't see it, so I can't really comment.
And Raj has left session.
Yeah. That could be massive for us out in this race.
Yeah, because that time between Raj and Ryan B, it was coming down anyway, but now it's absolutely flying down.
It's now down to 2.5 seconds when it was about 4.5, 5 seconds.
A little bit of contact there with Maverick and Dave. Dave trying to do his absolute best to hold these guys up.
And Ryan B now about to get past where Raj's Ghost car is.
Yeah, so this is going to be for the net race lead, and
so
it's the easiest
Ryan
overtake that Ryan B's ever going to make.
Yeah, passing through Raj, up over Raj.
As I think Dave tried to get back through on Maverick, and damage occurred, and now he's dropped
Jasper
down.
Gets past.
He's dropped down into 8th. If I was Dave, I'd come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Yeah, he's missing most of the left side of his front wing, so he's going to be losing a lot of time. And the tunnel section will probably be quite scary for him.
As Craigie is in the chat saying, not my race today. I mean, it happens, mate, it really does.
Yeah, sometimes the race just isn't going to go your way.
And Ghost now getting past Raj. As we have I think that's Ibo.
That's Ibo. Letting people pass by stopping on the inside and over, and Raj is back. But
he's not going to be happy.
Yeah. Well, luckily, his AI hasn't picked up any damage. That's one benefit at least. Well, not benefit, but not negative, I guess.
The problem is now is that what is the gap? He's pretty much got 6 seconds to make up to get the Ryan B.
And now Ryan B can continue with what Raj had started and try and chip away at Smitsky's defence.
Yeah, and before Raj can even think about Ryan B, he's got to get past Ghost Recon.
Yeah, and he's got Maverick right on the back of him.
Along with Don Steamwheel and Jasper. Yeah, so an untimely disconnection from the session has really cost what could have been a A bit of a walkaway victory for Raj.
And got Ryan B all over the back of Smitsky, but just not quite able to get past him. Now
And
with
here we go.
DRS down the home straight. Yeah, it's an easy move for Ryan B there. Take the lead of this race.
Ghost with the fastest lap, and it looks like I think Raj has made a mistake somewhere, or he's had a bit of contact with someone, because he is 5 seconds off the back of Ghost now.
So he doesn't appear to have any wind damage. Yeah, but now with Ryan B having gotten past Smitsky, if he can now use Smitsky holding up Ghost to build a gap, this could work out really well for Ryan B's race.
Yeah, the issue is that, if I remember correctly, Smitsky started 11th, so he can go onto a set of softs towards the end.
Yeah, I would assume that's probably what he's going to do unless he picks up wing damage at some point. Because those medium tyres last quite a while. Probably get them to run about 30 laps.
Right, so here we go. We got Ghost all over the back of Smitsky. We got Mopai on the back of Ryan. Then we got Jasper just inside the DRS of Don's steering wheel.
Calvin Christian picking up a 3-second time penalty.
Yep, Calvin needs to be careful though. That's not the first penalty I've seen him pick up, and he got disqualified in quali. He doesn't want to get disqualified in the race as well. As Ghost, he just forces Smitsky into the wall. He was all up the back end, and he just pushed Smitsky on at Raskas into the wall. And now Smitsky has to chuck on a set of hards. And Smitsky is now going to drop positions to both of the Red Bulls and potentially the Mercedes of Steve.
Yeah.
Yes, and Slayer.
And Slayer. So he is going to hold on from George.
And Slayer actually bouncing off the wall there, so maybe a little bit of front wing damage for him.
Yeah, he's lost his left side end plate.
Just having a look to see if everyone's got their front wings intact. I don't know, I think Ghost will have to take a penalty after the race for that.
And I think there might have been a bit of contact between the two Red Bulls at the Nouvelle chicane there.
Well, Kieran I know already has wing damage.
Yeah, but it's just they were next to each other, and now they're not, and Kieran picked up a time penalty as well, so...
Not only that, he managed to pass his teammate as well.
And Slayer jumped into the pits for another set of mediums and a wing change.
Yeah, good news is for Slayer, those mediums will take him comfortably to the end.
Yeah, they'll be still fairly quick by the time he gets to the end as well.
And judging on the cars ahead, I'd say Jordan's definitely got a pit again. Just because even though
Maybe.
those mediums are durable,
Just
I
depends on
mean,
how nice he is to his tyres.
yeah, but we're talking almost another 20 laps. They're already
You know,
14 laps old.
yeah, but it's just for context. In the D3 race, I took my mediums from lap 10 to the end, and they were only on about 55% wear.
Yes, and he's gone from lap 7, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, you should still be able to do it without getting a puncture, but whether or not it's faster than pitting's a decision he's going to have to make.
Well,
I've had
Kieran is
Kieran,
another one who's
yeah,
jumped into the pits, and he is going to come out relatively close to Mappin, who's just set the fastest lap, I
and Kieran
believe.
gets 5 second time penalty for corner cutting as he exits the pit lane.
That is not good for the man in the Red Bull.
Yeah, I've just been wondering, I wonder how expensive this race would have been for the F1 teams just going by front wing prices alone.
I mean, it's hard to put a price on the front wing.
I mean, I'm sure all the F1 teams know how much their front wings cost to make.
I'm pretty sure they know how much the base is, but there's a lot of math has to go into it. Like how much is this little winglet? How much is that little winglet? There's a lot of mathematics that needs to be done. I mean, look at the Alpha's winglets, for example. It's less of them. As Jorrit is into the pits now, so that has released Kieran, Mopai and Slayer, who just picks himself up a 3 second time penalty. However,
Ghost
at the
Recon now
sharp
starting
end,
to close. Yeah, Ghost Recon starting to close in on Ryan B. And Raj is not too far off the back of the two of them as well.
notice that we also got a freeway scrap between Mir Ryan, Smitsky and ST5. As Mopai does get past Kieran, but we're going to stick on board with this because Ghost has been...
You're saying Malphite gets past Kieran. Kieran's picked up yet more wing damage.
I mean, it's almost impossible to pass someone here without getting wing damage,
Yeah. And Ryan and Smitsky are both in the pits as well.
So that's going to be contact for those two on a front wing change, I'm guessing.
I would guess so, yeah. I don't see why they would have pitted otherwise.
I tell you what, this is going to be a pretty intense freeway battle.
This freeway battle for the lead, discounting one of them making a mistake and crashing, will last until the end of the race. Now, because once you're on the back of someone, it's quite easy to stay there at this track. Just not very easy to get past them.
And then we've also got the battle for fourth between Maverick and Don Steering Wheel. Jasper not too far off.
One thing to point out with that is Maverick is missing his left side end plate off his front wing. So if Don's steering wheel does manage to get past, you can assume that you'll probably start pulling out a bit of a gap.
There's Ghost. He is all over the back of Ryan B right now.
And now, see if any moves can be made with the assistance of DRS. It seems like Ryan B gets a much better exit out of the final corner than the cars behind.
Yeah, so Ryan B under some serious pressure from Ghost and Raj as we are on lap 25 of 39. Meanwhile, we do have Ryan who's
Milky and a Red Bull sandwich. And Matt
yeah,
Ryan, after passing Milky, picking up wing damage and the time penalty, has to jump into the pits.
Yeah, he had no front right end plate whatsoever. I'll tell you what, this one might be an easy highlight video to make.
Well, because there won't be many, because it's just the whole half this race is going to be one highlight, because it's just one battle.
Well, apart from pit stops and VSC restarts and everything, it's been relatively Monaco, where you just can't overtake whatsoever.
Yeah, we've got our traditional Monaco parking lot.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, it just means that there's less stuff I can chuck into the highlights, but Muppin and Kieran side by side. Oh my god, they're actually mounting each other. So it looks like Muppin is ghosting through people.
That's one way to make an overtake.
I mean, it's probably the safest overtake he's ever going to make.
Yeah, it's up there with Ryan B's overtake on Raj earlier. And Ryan retiring from the race. That's
yeah,
in
he
the
was
pit
in the
lane.
pits. Oh, that's a bit cheeky, that is, Jav. Apparently D2 has been the wet race. I wonder just how much Mark is loving that.
I mean, I don't think he'll be disliking it, per se. Mark quite enjoys his wet driving.
I know, but this is more of a wheel track, isn't it?
Yeah, but Mark's not terrible here.
Just because he was your old teammate from last season doesn't mean you gotta be nice to him.
That was my old teammate from last season and the season before, and yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
That's how it works. If your teammate's just on for more than one season, then yeah, you have to be nice to them. It's the rules. I mean, he's the only person in the league that'll really be nice to him.
And after I got you your win today, not gonna be nice to me.
And what, you expecting me to be nice?
I was expecting an applause or something, maybe an award, a medal or something.
A participation medal.
Hey, I really should get one of them.
I've got Matt Ryan in the chat saying game put him on a default setup.
Ah, that is...
It's amazing how that glitch still exists. It's been what, 2 years, 3 years?
Well, the thing is, I remember last season that what's it called Big W had that kind of glitch in. Also in Japan, actually, you mentioned Japan earlier, where he put his setup on, and then when he was on his out lap,
Yeah,
his
just changed it.
setup just changed.
You know, I had it on last game where I chose my setup, left the pit lane, and it just completely randomized everything.
Okay, so we got 10
No,
more
safety car.
oh, safety car,
Yeah,
and Kieran's out.
Kieran crashed in the swimming pool.
Uh, you
So
just know his front
this
wing
could,
damage was the reason for that.
yeah, but now we have to see if any of the guys in this front battle decide to pit. Because I'm guessing that they might have a big enough gap behind them to pit and not drop any positions to the cars behind.
They need to. The top 6 need to pit.
Do they? Like, those tires
I'd
will
say
make it to the end.
they'll make it to the end, but why would you want to risk?
Ghost has pitted. But the front guys in the top two didn't. Maverick isn't, Dom's steering wheel isn't, and Jasper isn't. The top six, Ghost the only one to pit, and he's lost out. And
Yeah, here's the thing though. Ghost is going to be so much quicker than these guys.
yeah, but that doesn't mean he's going to be able to get past them.
I know, but he's going to have so much better grip in the key corners, as well as you'll be able to carry more speed around the corners.
Yeah, well,
It's just going to be.
I still think that was a bit of a weird strategy call from Ghost, but it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. We've still got 10 laps to go after all.
Yeah, I wonder if any of the lap cars will be let go.
I just think we only.
Oh!
They're disqualified for ignoring a yellow flag.
He's still driving around on my screen.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's just his AI taking him to the pits, but.
I'll stay on board with him just for the time being.
I'm just checking the race director to make sure that didn't just pop up for no reason. There's been quite a few incidents in this race.
Just a few.
It's not coming up saying he got disqualified in the race director.
What are you trying to say? That Codemaster's glitched?
Never.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I mean, his car's ghosted. What's stuff in here?
He ghosted because Ghost is lapping him, isn't he?
Yeah, maybe.
Right, well, while the safety car is going around, everyone in the chat, place your bets right now. Who do you think is going to win the Monaco Grand Prix?
My bet's on Ebel.
Safest bet.
You always have to bet on Ebel.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, I'm just saying it right now. Ibo can still win this race.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm guessing that we're going to have one more lap under safety car.
Yeah. So, you know, past the time, how was your day?
Yeah, it was alright, nothing really happened. How was yours?
Terrible, but Wales lost.
I mean, it could be worse. We lost the Calcutta Cup. We lost the most important game of rugby we're going to play this year.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong there. To be honest, though, I think everyone versus England is the most important game in the Six Nations. Apart from maybe France and Italy.
I mean, do Italy have any important games in the Six Nations? I mean, if they win any, they'll call it important.
I mean, I don't know. I know that.
I mean, you could maybe say France because they're the two mainland European teams.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking. Just those two.
But I doubt France see it as an important game. They'll see England as the important one.
There's a safety car coming in this lap.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
this is.
Right, so this is going to be key for Ryan B. He needs to get a good launch by here.
Well, he doesn't even really need a good launch. He just has to stop Raj getting a good launch.
So he needs a good launch.
Yeah, he could just get a terrible launch, but if he does it in the right place.
And that is a lovely launch here from Ryan B. But he goes into the wall, and now he's got front wing damage.
So if he can hold on, it's not too long to the end of the race now. He could still manage to pull this off.
Yeah, the one thing he's going to have to keep in check now is what's called corner cutting, because the understeer of his car now will...
Yeah, and he's also going to have to be really careful going through this tunnel.
Yeah. Going to go on board with Ghost, who was all over the back of Jasper, so Ghost needs to make these moves ASAP.
Yeah, though I get the feeling that none of the cars ahead of him will want him to pass them for some reason.
Ghost does have the straight line speed. He's looking down the inside and he's cut the corner. And he's hooked onto Jasper.
He's put Jasper into the wall as well.
Jasper's got no front wing.
Yeah. That was a very clumsy move there from Ghost.
Oh, and Ghost has just turned into a...
Yeah.
Ghost, you've got to let Jasper go.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you both decide to make a pit stop right now, you have to... Oh, Ryan B!
Drive-through penalties, that's
him out of the race.
Yeah, he's not going to win now. He's got 3 laps to serve that drive-through, and that drive-through could possibly put him to the very back of this pack, you assume.
Well, he's not going to drop behind Calvin Christian because he's too far back. But
even so, that's from... He could drop from 1st all the way down to 12th. That's the furthest he can drop and still be in the points. Then Ghost Recon has pitted.
And Jasper stays out.
Yeah.
I think that was the right thing for Ghost to do.
Yeah, and the driver there got disqualified before the safety car picked up a time penalty.
I mean,
It's Codemaster's logic. Nothing makes sense.
right, yellow flag in sector 3
Then
as Ghost
go
Recon
for
picks up.
Recon. Thank God. Well, that in Sector 3 must be Ivo. He's
Ivo.
the only car in Sector 2. You're back in Sector 2 now. Not sure what that's for.
It's for Ibo again.
Yeah.
Right, so Ryan B, when he makes
he
this drive
He has to serve
through,
at this lap.
he should come out just ahead of Ghost Recon in 9th.
You'd assume so.
Just because he's not gonna stop in his pit box. He's just driving through, which
Ghost Recon's pitting. Calvin
and
Christian has been disqualified for ignoring penalty.
Calvin, the double DSQ.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I am surprised at the lack of full safety cars that we have seen.
I mean, we had
so far
one, but we just... And Ryan jumped in to serve that drive-through.
Yep.
Which releases Raj and Maverick to have their battle up ahead, which Dom's steering wheel seems to be clawing onto the back of.
Let's see where he comes out to.
Oh, he's going to come out in 9th.
Yep.
9th and a fair distance off the back of that pack, so...
That's
really
gotta be
Ryan...
so heartbreaking for Ryan B.
I'm sure Raj will be.
Well, Raj will be there thinking justice.
Yeah.
Just because he lagged out. But what this does now is promotes Jasper up to 4th, which means the gap between Raj and Jasper technically it is a bit bigger, because if Ryan would have stayed first, it would have been only 8 points Raj gained on him compared to 15 points it is right now.
Yeah, but Jasper, if things stay as they are, will still retain the lead of the championship.
Yeah.
I don't really see Jasper pitting at this point. Well, Ryan B is pitting, however.
Yeah, he's got to go for fastest lap, hasn't he?
Yeah, they had wing damage to get repaired. I mean, it's not like he's losing any positions by doing it.
ST5, 30 laps on those hards. Jasper, 29 laps on those mediums.
It was looking like Raj is got a gap on Maverick, so that small bit of wing damage Maverick has is really neutering his chances of his chance.
Again,
yeah. And SD5.
ST.
Yeah. I really think you need to stop praising people for anything in the race.
What do you mean?
Where you're praising them for getting 30 laps on that set of tyres.
No, I was just pointing it out. I was just pointing it out.
Yeah. No, we've got George was trying to get past Maupai up Beau Rivage. He's not quite able to do it now
He's
through
gonna
Massenet.
the outside. He
Bit of
can't
wheel
get it
bagging.
done. Do you know what would be interesting right now? I can't remember if Raj picked up a penalty or not.
It's possible, but I don't really want to check.
No, I don't either. But this would actually be nail biting because Raj is quite a bit faster than these guys.
Yeah, he's definitely pulling a gap on them. I say that as the gap's starting to close now.
Yeah, so we're gonna go
On board
on
with.
board with Raj as he comes through the final corner for the final time. He will win the
Cross.
Monaco
Yeah.
Grand Prix. Actually,
No,
no,
Don
Don.
Steering Wheel. Don Steering Wheel wins.
Don Steering
Sorry.
Wheel snags it in the last second.
That's well done to the Ferrari driver. Imagine to get around there without any time penalties compared to the two cars ahead of him.
And ST5 jumps up in the fifth due to the penalties on Mopai and Jarrett and Dave. And now we got Ryan B. Is he going to set the fastest lap?
No.
As
And
Ghost is just put into the wall.
Yeah. A bit of a
Okay, so
disaster from Ghost. That.
yep, and there's going to be a few people that are not going to be very happy
No,
with what happened in
we've
this
got
race.
Kieran in the chat saying that Raj doesn't even have a pen. Check the race director.
Yeah,
See
we'll
what
have
it
a look at
says.
the race director.
Race director. Raj. One warning. One warning. Unless it says AI picked up a pen.
It's possible. Alright, so Don Steering Wheel is the race winner with Raj in second, Maverick third, Jasper fourth, ST5 fifth, Maupai in sixth, Dave in seventh, Jord, JT in eighth, Ryan B ninth, Ghost Recon 10th, Slayer in 11th, and Smitsky picking up that final point in 12th. And the fastest lap does actually go to Ryan B. But yeah, that's weird with Raj. I mean, we had this in the preseason race, if you remember.
It's always us, isn't it?
It is always us.
Yeah, we've got Edbo suggesting a re-race on break week. Don't know how many people would be up for doing that, to be honest. Most people like to get Monaco over and done with.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know about you, Evo, but I'm done on Monaco now for the rest of the game. That's it. It's over. Turns out I've actually still got Monaco to go another. But you know, it's what it is. But massive congratulations to Don Steering Wheel, Raj, and Maverick for getting the podium here today. And little bit of controversy with the penalty situation, but you know, we had this happen in the preseason. The results stood, so I can't see no reason why it would change now.
Yeah, if the results stood in pre-season, that's sort of set a precedent for what's going or what should happen from here on out. Though I'm guessing there's probably going to be a bit of an argument in the D4 chat.
Yes, unfortunately, we can't actually see it, so we can stay out of it. we can chill, but
I like a good argument though.
Man?
I like a good argument though.
Yeah, if you want an argument, I'll put in the D3 chat and say that you were going incredibly slow. You broke my front wing. I didn't even touch you, but
Yeah,
I'll just say
the only time we're close to each other was at the start of the race before you had any wing damage.
Yes. I had the pace. Alright, guys, thank you for joining us for this race, round number 5. Congratulations to Don Steamwheel, our race winner. And from myself and Tan in the commentary booth, have a good one. We'll catch you next week for Canada.
Yep, Canada next week. That should be interesting.
Yep, so we'll catch you next week, guys.